When the Suez Canal crisis jeopardized racing in Europe in 1956, F1 organizers turned their attention to race venues further afield. In the same year, the North African country, Morocco, just gaining its independence in March 1956, and Morocco wanted to celebrate the new era by organizing the race event to shed light on the city of Casablanca. Recognizing the growing interest in alternative location, Morocco seized the opportunity right away. Although Morocco officially hosted only one Grand Prix, the event's roots can be traced back to 1925, when it was called as the Casablanca Grand Prix. Initially, the race was catered toward touring cars. A French manufacturer, Bugatti, won 4 out of the 8 races held between 1925 to 1934, with future Grand Prix driver Louis Chiron won the final race. After the war, this time however, the event was intended towards sports car, with Ferrari and Nino Farina winning in Agadir. However, there was growing support for a full-fledged Formula One event. The king preferred to host the race closer to Casablanca, so the Ain-Diab Circuit was built. With the approval of Sultan Mohammed V, the 7.6-kilometer street circuit was designed by the Royal Automobile Club of Morocco, and it took 6 weeks to construct. The Ain-Diab Street Circuit featured some scenic views as it ran along the coast through the Sidi Abderrahman Forest, as well as public roads in Casablanca's Ain-Diab district, including the desert road to Azemmour. The circuit hosted its first major international race in 1957. Frenchman Jean Barra won the first non-championship race in his Maserati, followed by Englishman Stuart Louis Evans and another Frenchman, Maurice Trintignant, finishing in third. For the 1958 season, the race was added to the official Formula One calendar. On 19 October 1958, Casablanca hosted the final race of the 1958 World Championship of Drivers and became a title decider for the season's Drivers' Championship between Mike Hawthorne and Sterling Moss. Thousands of spectators rushed to attend the event. More than 60,000 people, including 200 journalists, were there to watch the race. We had just gained independence. Morocco wanted to absolutely have its own Grand Prix to promote its image for tourism purposes. The world was supposed to know Morocco through this Grand Prix. Roads were built especially for the Grand Prix, but later there were construction because at the time of the race there were no houses next to the circuit. Mike Hawthorne and Sterling Moss occupied the front row. Bill Hill, Mike Hawthorne's teammate, making a good start from the second row. But at the end of the first lap, Moss had taken the lead from Hill with Hawthorne in third. In conclusion, Moss won the race and was able to finish nearly 1.5 minutes ahead of the Ferrari of Hawthorne and Bill Hill. Even though Sterling Moss dominated up front, Hawthorne drove a steady car to win the second place finish and 4 points needed to win his first Drivers' Championship by a single point over Moss. Tragedy and misfortune tainted the legacy of the 1958 Moroccan Grand Prix. On lap 21, Lewis Evans suffered the same engine failure as his teammate Tony Brooks. However, while Brooks walked away uninjured, Lewis Evans' front wall spun with its rear wheel lock, sending him off the road and causing the car to catch fire. He managed to climb out, but he was very badly burned. Sterling Moss reflected after the race. "My congratulations were genuine, but I could not hide my deep depression because of poor Stewart's crash as well as my own disappointment. It really did hurt." Team owner Tony van der Velde flew Lewis Evans back to England in a private plane. Unfortunately, he died 6 days later from his injuries. Van der Velde was devastated, and he closed his team in part because of the Englishman's death, even though they had just won the first Constructors' Championship. Future F1 Supremo Bernie Ecclestone, who was also a close friend of Lewis Evans, would sell his Connaught team and leave the sport until 1965. The Grand Prix was the first and only F1 race held in Morocco and throughout the kingdom. Following Stewart-Lewis accidents, the federation refused to extend the authorization granted to the Moroccan organizer. The 1958 Moroccan Grand Prix was not just the end of a season, but it was also the end of an era. The 1958 F1 Moroccan Grand Prix was a huge moment in F1 history by bringing the sport to Africa for the first time. Formula One itself has signaled stronger plans to expand its reach into new global events. Now, with F1 is looking to expand to additional global events, bringing race back to Africa would be a significant. It would not only honor the sport's history, it would also be a big step forward in making F1 truly worldwide.